Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be reviewing the Pikler triangle from Lily and River. We'll be doing an unboxing and answering some questions that we've been asked since we brought it home. If this sounds interesting to you, please keep watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps my channel grow. I started this channel to help you guys not make some of the same mistakes that I made when purchasing baby products. And we also wanted to share our Montessori journey and really kind of our experience that we've had. I really hope to inspire some of you guys. So please keep watching. Right. The Pikler triangle was actually named after Dr. Emmy Pikler, who was a Hungarian pediatrician in the 1900s. She heavily influenced Magda Gerber, who founded the RIE approach, which means resources for infant educators. The RIE approach has its own set of principles, but when you are studying Montessori, you will see that the RIE and Montessori really fits perfect together. For example, they both have a strong focus on natural motor development. The Pikler triangle was invented to encourage and foster that.
Okay, so it's all put together now. One of the big things you have to make sure is that it's tight so that these things don't spin, because then the baby can slip and fall. It's all solid wood, and it kind of closes like this, so you can store it, kind of tuck it anywhere, and then it opens up to this position. So now you can kind of climb up and down and do whatever you need to do. It doesn't have like a huge range of motion. It's just pretty much this. Or really this is going to be your secure areas to go with it. Some of the other ones we saw online seem to have some other different ways of moving, but after research, this was by far the best brand that we thought. And then it has your ladder, so you can change the angles this way. This one's going to be a little bit harder to climb. Maybe they'll use two hands.
A slide.
This is more of a slide, but they're still going to climb up and down it.
Yeah.
This is going to be easy to climb. Like, she's already used this one.
Yeah.
And puts her hands on here. And then this is obviously safer, and then the more advanced, the more steeper you go. But, I mean, it's really solid. It's a really quality piece of equipment. I mean, it feels solid when you pick it up and put it together. So, I mean, we're really happy with it so far, and we're looking forward to her playing with it.
Yeah, and we noticed too that this slide, we chose the one with the rock climbing, and then the other side a slide. It's actually very heavy. It's a very secure, heavy piece of wood where it's not going to like be flimsy and fall or break easily. So it has weight to it. So I feel like she's a little bit safer because of that. So what were some of our initial thoughts? Well, first, it wasn't the easiest to build. I mean, it was just a little confusing. It did take us just a little smidge longer than I would have liked, but overall it was still pretty easy. I don't think it took us more than 20 minutes or 25 minutes maybe maximum, because we were distracted. The baby was in there. We had to start feeding her snacks in order for her to like not be all up in there. So really the first impression was that it was really well made. We liked the weight, we liked the slide, and she really took to it immediately. She instantly gravitated and was like, what is this? How do I climb this? And she just took to it. That was our first impressions. We really liked it. You know, over the next few days, honestly, she kind of was like looking at it, but wasn't as interested. My daughter is 12 months. When they get a little bit older, they're like really into it. But as of right now, she's still a little into it. I would say she spends about 2 minutes at a time, maximum, maybe 3, and then she will go off and play somewhere else, and then maybe in the afternoon we'll come back and play with it for a little bit and then get distracted and go do something else. So currently it isn't like she spends a long period of time on the Pikler triangle. Those are our first initial thoughts and review. We did research a lot other ones online, and we just found that this one was the one that was easiest to store. We were able to fold it very easily, so it's just the one that we decided to go with. Now let's talk about some of the questions that we've been asked. So the very first question for sure that you're probably gonna get is this dangerous? And I would say like really anything is kind of dangerous unsupervised. The couch can be dangerous, a bed can be dangerous, even a chair can be, or a high chair can be dangerous. So anything unsupervised will absolutely be dangerous. So this is something that needs to be, I believe, on a padded cushion. We won't be putting this on any kind of wood or tile or taking it outside. So first is we recommend definitely having a cushion. Next, you always want to make sure that you're watching them. Independent play doesn't mean like I don't have my eyes on my child. It just means that they're able to explore and be creative without being interrupted. So ultimately, we are always here when she is on this. And then one of the first things that we put on her was this halo. I will link these things below. So if you are interested in from Amazon, this is one of the things when she first started crawling, and then when she started standing, and when she started trying to walk, this was something that she would, you know, she leans her head back and falls, and this will catch her head. And then the other thing that we also got was a little helmet. Also link this below, and in this helmet I'll also show you kind of when she's wearing it. It's so cute. But I just think that it really gives that peace of mind for when your child is on this and you're kind of like, I don't know, they're not trusting yet. So I would recommend initially, especially when they are still getting the hang of it, to kind of get some of the safety features first. You want to make sure there's either paddings or pillows around, or it's not next to a surface where they can get hurt if they do fall, because falling is just part of nature. They will fall, whether it's when they're walking or on a chair or anytime, trip and fall. So they will happen. I'm certain she's already tested her limits. I think I have a clip of that, so I'll insert it here, where she saw that it was a ledge and intentionally put her foot on the ledge and fell, like, and got a little scared. But I think that's part of it, is that it's building her confidence and it's building that ability to like kind of get up to the very top and understand height, and understand that like, okay, I can get myself down from here. So that's the first question that we get asked a lot, is this safe? And you know, ultimately it's up to you to really create an environment of safety so that when a fall does happen, which it will, that it's not going to be a fall that's detrimental, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so question number 2 that we get is that what is it for? Is it just for climbing? And really, ultimately, it's climb on it. They can slide on it. They can stand on it. They can use it as a tent. It's really intent was for encouraging natural gross motor skills and development. So really, it was meant for them to kind of be able to understand their body and climbing it, climbing over it, and really exploring all those different motor skills that they're trying to develop at a young age. But it also can be much more than just climbing. They can put a sheet over it and it turns into an instant like tent or reading nook, and it's really kind of open-ended kind of play where they are independently like creatively thinking about different ways that they can play with this. So it's really great. I've seen some people where they'll have the Pikler triangle and the slide will be leaned up against their couch, so then they crawl above and land on the couch. So it's really, there's lots of different things that they can do, not just climbing. So that's, you know, one of the benefits is that it really has a lot of open-ended, where there's lots of options and opportunities to kind of be creative and play with it in different ways. Question number 3 that we get all the time is really, what age group is this good for? And so you'll see online that they say it's anywhere from 6 months to the time when they're kind of standing themselves up on furniture, on couches, on chairs, to about 6 years old. Really, it's this huge range, which is why we kind of chose to make this investment. We wanted to make sure that we got something that we knew that she would be growing with it and enjoying it for many years, not just 6 months or 3 months, or get bored with it. So, all right, so question number 4 we get all the time is really, why get something like this? And really, again, we already talked about the gross motor skills, and beyond that, we are living in a really kind of crazy time. It's quarantine. You stay at home more often. Your child or your children are going stir crazy, and so it's one of those activities that should be indoors. So it's great for during this quarantine time, where we're just like, how can we keep our child entertained without having the television on, or having them watch YouTube? And so this is a great activity for that. Also, we live in Arizona, where it's currently 110 degrees. There is really, even if quarantine wasn't happening, people aren't leaving their house at all because of the climate outside. It's just extremely hot. Those are probably the main reasons why I think like people would get something like this. So not only is it a developmental toy, it helps with their gross motor skills, but during times like this, when you are forced to stay indoors, or if you live in the East Coast in the winters where you really don't get out much either, so similar to us in the summers here in Arizona. So I think overall, that's a lot of reasons why we purchased this. So question number 5 that we get is, how do we use it? And I will show an insert of my daughter immediately, just like kind of really open-endedly playing with it, knowing that there is no rules. So a lot of times as parents, we want to like tell them how to play with something, but the nice thing about this is that there's so many different options for her to go inside, to go up and down the slide. Obviously, there are certain things that we like to help her with. For example, she has been at the very top, and I will kind of help her a little bit so that she feels more secure. But ultimately, this is why it's such a great toy, because it's so open-ended. There is no rules on how to play with this. It's really up to them to explore and figure out what each position of each bar does, and also to figure out the rock climbing. And it's really, there is no rules. You just kind of are there observing, making sure that they're safe, but you just kind of let them be, and not actually input on what you think they should do next, or what step you think they should take next. Question number 6 is like, is this really bulky? A lot of people are asking, where do you put it when you aren't using it? So obviously, during the initial thoughts video, you saw that it's very easy to fold. In my opinion, it's really easy to store. So if you do fold it, you can put it somewhere, where behind the couch, underneath your couch, in a closet. So it's extremely easy to like not have it be always out. I know a lot of the other ones we looked at on Etsy, and a lot of them were just like stationary. They couldn't go anywhere else but where they were standing, because either they were too heavy or they did not have like the folding option. So the 7th question that we get asked all the time is, how much was this? And I know when I told my family, they were like, what? You spent how much on this piece of wood? And I would also agree, it took us a while to really pull the trigger on this piece. We had been thinking about it for a while. If you look on Pinterest, there are tons and tons of posts on how to do this yourself, which, if you're a crafty person and you are good with your hands, and this might be a nice project to do for your family. However, my fiance is not crafty. I mean, he will finish a piece of furniture from IKEA and be like, oh, cool, they gave us some extra screws. And I'm like, no, they didn't give you extra screws. You just didn't do it right. So we did not trust him to try to create this. So we did opt to get it from Lily and River. There was no current promotion, so we did have to purchase it full price. Again, we did try to factor in the cost per use. We figured how many years she might play with this, and in terms of rationalizing the cost. And even people who have made it themselves, a lot of them end up saying that they pay up to $250 for the materials to make it anyway. So it's not that much more to just purchase it already pre-made. Again, we purchased it online at Lily and River. and we purchased the birch natural wood. Again, we did not opt for the white seal. That was more, I think it's $80 more for that. We just got the natural wood, and then we also added this rock slide combo, and so for both of them it was $349 plus tax, and then it came out to be about $400. So again, it is a big investment and we understand that, and it was important for us to again think about it and really kind of outweigh the pros and cons and make sure that it was something that she was actually going to use for many years. And we do think that, and it's something that, you know, you can probably resell or pass it down to family members. Those are the reasons why we went with this one. All right, so if I missed anything or if you have any questions, please ask me in the comments and I will be happy to answer them. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. It really helps my YouTube channel grow. We will continue to do more product reviews. We have a lot of different baby products that we've purchased throughout the year, and we really want to give you guys some advice when, you know, thinking about purchasing certain things. We hope you have a great rest of your day, and thanks for watching. Bye.